Professor Fred Ogola. I am a leader of Concerned Citizens Movement and also the leader of Operation Linda Jamii. I want to talk about the issue of the sugar leasing that is taking place throughout the country. And I want to call this sugar leasing to have come from what I would call the sugar handshake, because the issue of privatizing and leasing of state corporations had ended until the handshake started it, because Kenyans rejected it, and William Ruto is relying on the fact that after handshaking with Raila Odinga, he can do anything to anyone in this economy with impunity. And I start by saying in the year 1922, Devji Mohinda family purchased the Miwani enterprise and established a commercial mill that turned the most successful milling plant in the country. By 1946, Miwani was producing 20,000 tons of sugar from its 15,000 acres. It employed 4,200 people, making it one of the biggest in the region. In the year 2001, the company went under for good. The same individuals that saw Miwani sink are the ones that are now have set up Kibos Sugar. So to understand the history of this leasing, you have to understand that they brought down Miwani so that they can have Kibos Sugar, and then now Kibos Sugar is now being leased to other sugar companies. So shockingly, the Kibos Sugar owners have now been handed over the management of Chemelil Sugar Company. The community is now up in arms, fearing the worst will happen to them. Chemelil Sugar has 3 schools: Factory Primary School, Chemelil Sugar School, and Chemelil Sugar Academy, all serving the community in the sugar belt. These, alongside other CSR, now face serious threat of closure, with Kibos Sugar taking over the management of Chemelil Sugar. Competition is a key component in business that enables efficiency. During the public participation exercise, the stakeholders agreed and demanded that the leasing of the 2 sugar companies, that is Chemelil and Muhoroni sugar companies, be given to other investors other than the neighboring Kibos and the West Valley sugar companies. Shockingly, West Valley was handed Muhoroni as Kibos, taking over Chemelil. The broad-based government between Raila Odinga and William Ruto is seen as a leasing process. You can see this broad-based government in this leasing process. That's why I told you that the sugar leasing is a product of the broad-based government. It's a product of the handshake between Raila Odinga and William Ruto. And Raila Odinga is doing it at the expense of his very strong background, which is where the sugar bill comes from. The sugar bill has stood Raila to the last man in all his elections 5 times, but now it is a time to betray them. Ruto has interest in West Valley ownership, as Raila Odinga has interest in Kibos. The leasing term has been used by the two to get an opportunity to grab the vital public entity. I can say that because the sugar companies in Kenya crush an average of 16 tons of sugarcane to produce 1 ton of sugar. And it is not viable in current setup because the machines and the equipment are too inefficient. And secondly, the pre- and post-harvest handling of sugarcane in Kenya is a problem. They either harvest too early or too late and take too long to mill, and the sugar value is lost in the process. Even you can see until now you can still see Mumia Sugar Company still having sugar products on the shelves, yet they stopped producing more than 3 years ago. Meaning that somebody is taking advantage. And comparing the 16 tons of sugar can be crushed to produce 1 ton of sugar, Brazil crushes 6 tons of sugar cane to produce 1 ton of sugar, which means that Brazilian sugar will be efficient or more cheaper on the shelf when they arrive in Kenya, after paying duty and transport all the way from Brazil. China, the same. And the same thing as the sugar coming from India. Therefore, Kenyans have decided, and the Kenyan government has decided to make the sugar industry so inefficient to turn Kenyans to be consumers, not producers of sugar. We are a market because they make money in deals. Every sugar cane we import, they make money per kg, they make money per ton. And they can make that money easily than to empower farmers. That's why the Kenya Bureau of Statistics are showing that the agricultural sector is shrinking, even if they are saying they are promoting agriculture. And when the agricultural sector is shrinking is a worry because agriculture employs 75% of the employees of Kenya are employed in the agricultural sector. So let me say that the two Wahindis that run Kibos, that is Raju and Bire, and both are the ones who are acting for both Raila and Ruto. So Raju and Bire are Raila's representative. Raju is Raila's very close ally, while Bire has always been Ruto's very close person. Ruto even attended Raju's wife's wedding. So these are business partners given another name as the Leasing. When Kisumu governor first released the statement opposing the process, the ownership of those questionable characters coming were the issues. It was shrouded in secrecy and hurriedly, without taking into consideration the public views of bringing in a new competitor to both Kibos and West Valley. The biggest haste in all this is the land question and land ownership of the nucleus estate of the said sugar companies. Chemelil has 22,000 hectares, while Muhoroni has 23,000 hectares. These parcels of land are the biggest targets. Just like they did with the Miwani land, these parcels will equally be eventually grabbed and title deeds changed to the beneficiaries in the name of Raila Odinga and William Ruto. That is the meaning of the handshake. So as the Luo Nyanza and the Western Circuit say they are in government, these people are grabbing their land. Let them continue celebrating being in government as their land goes. We have neo-colonialism, where you keep praying the Bible, land is gone. Now you continue praising what is the so-called Brosbet government while your land goes. There's a massive loss of jobs looming, with the new owners targeting to lay off more than half of the existing employees. Some of these people have worked for the companies for more than 20 years, and coming to sack a workforce more than 3,000 employees by the millers is a massive disaster to both the economies of the country and a disservice to the surrounding population. Busia Sugar is taking over Sony Sugar as a Butali Sugar takes over Nzoia Sugar. The best paying sugar company is Transmara Sugar that is now managed by Wahindis. Curiously, it is the only sugar company the government kept off in this leasing process because the Wahindis are the one in charge. We all know how Wahindis misbehave with the workforce with the longer working hours against the very low salary payments. A government is supposed to serve the people and create more jobs, and not to make people lose their jobs and earn less. What Ruto administration has done is to create loss of jobs in thousands, with the serious poverty looming around the entire western region, which is a sugar belt. And I want to say like this: Kenyan cannot survive when we become more consumer economy. We must become more a productive economy. The sugar belt offers this opportunity. As sugar is a rich man's crop in the Western world, like Brazil, like in India, American economy was made by the sugar manufacturing and sugar production. That's why slaves were coming from Africa to go and work in the sugar belt in the US. That's what made the American economy. While for us here, sugar is about handkerchief and tears. Sugar has become a poor man's crop, while it is a rich man's crop elsewhere. These people do not know how to manage the economy. We should produce more sugar so that you can export more sugar, so that Kenya shilling can be in high demand by the people wishing to buy Kenyan sugar and sugarcane. If that is the case, the Kenyan shilling will be stronger, the economy will boom, our debt will go down, interest rates will go down, exchange rates will go down, inflation will go down. But what is happening in Kenya? Inflation is going up, unemployment is going up, interest rates is going up, exchange is going up, while land and our sugar companies are going to the hands of the people who are powerful and mighty. Raila Odinga, we love you. But when you discovered that wewe si mtetezi wa wanyonge, unajitetea wewe, tumbo yako na familia yako. We love our country, we don't hate you. And you cannot handshake the enemy of the Kenyan economy called William Ruto and betray the people who have stood with you over the ages. As a young man, I'm advising you, withdraw the handshake for the sake of the sugar industry. Long live Kenya, long live the sugar industry. Thank you.